Hello Culers, it's Pablo here and welcome back to Barca Universal and welcome to the match review of El Clásico. It ends Barcelona 1, Real Madrid 2. We lose El Clásico again. I believe that is now 4 consecutive Clásico defeats for Barcelona. It's not good, it's sad, it's another dull day at the office, it's another really frustrating one. It's a game we go home in and think, we could have done more, we could have won that game, but really, we just didn't have the facilities to do it. We didn't have the quality in attack to really take the game to Real Madrid and damage them, and ultimately Real Madrid were quite comfortable, I felt, just sitting in, counter-attacking, picking us off when they wanted to, and they get their victory. Were Real Madrid that amazing? In my opinion, no, but Barcelona couldn't do it. It's more frustrating, it's more I feel sad more than anything in terms of whether Barcelona were absolutely awful. I don't feel we were, but I just feel as if that's our limit right now, and that almost hurts more than anything. Without any further ado though, let's get on with the match review. And kick-starting with team selection, this is what Koeman went for. It's exactly what we've said he should be going for, or what we thought he'd be going for, and I think he got the team right in all honesty. Look, I think in attack, maybe Ansel and Memphis, having Ansel on the left and Memphis down the middle could have been better off. We did that a few times, but for the large part of the game, Ansel was down the middle. Maybe that restricted him a little bit too much. I think Gavi, again, kind of got, swallowed up in this sort of game. Frenkie de Jong again is a player we want to see more of again. We didn't really see enough of him, and I think obviously all over the pitch we could have done more, but certainly I didn't think it was a dreadful performance from Barcelona. And just starting with that first half, I thought the first 20 minutes or so were quite even actually. Of course there was the danger from Real Madrid's side. I think VINÍCIUS was really the guy everyone was looking at. The Camp Nou were whistling him. He was getting on the ball a lot. When Real Madrid were breaking out, it was he who was the one who was bringing it forward, but really it was quite even, 50-50% possession really. Not many chances at either end. Barcelona were building up from the back, but again, as we saw in a lot of other games this season, we don't really have the ability to turn a defence, to get in behind, to make something happen, to play as a team, to break a side down. And I think we saw that again for Real Madrid. I'll say it all game, were they that good? No, because they're not that good, guys. And we know, if we're a quality and proper side, we can beat Real Madrid, and many teams will in Europe this season, I feel, if they face them. But we just couldn't do it. Chance-wise, we had a really, really good chance to open the scoring, and really, this has to be a goal, and I suppose that's what you get, really, for playing a fullback at right wing. Memphis with some great play down the left-hand side. He squares it across, and once it falls to Dest here, it just has to be a goal. It really does, and he blazes it over the crossbar. That really has to be a goal for Barcelona. And then the goal we gave up to Real Madrid as they took the lead was really, really cheap. Did they deserve a goal? I wouldn't say so. Did we deserve a goal? Maybe not either. It was quite an even game, not many chances, but it was Real who take their chance quite emphatically, actually. It's actually Alaba who wins the ball back off Memphis, and he just charges forward. It's a really slick counter-attack by Real Madrid all round. VINÍCIUS, Rodrigo, all involved. And when it falls to Alaba here, I don't think we were expecting the left centre-back to wallop one in from 20 yards past Ter Stegen's hands, but it was a great finish from Alaba. We know he's got that in his locker. He was a player we, of course, were looking at this summer on a free transfer, and even as a centre-back, we know his ability. He can play a lot further forward, and he showed it there. What a wonderful goal that is. But it's classic Real Madrid, really. They weren't that impressive. They were hobbling kind of. That we let them off with a big chance, then bang, down the other end. I have absolutely no way their centre-back wallops into the far corner. It's what you get with Real Madrid. For the remainder of the half, we had a few chances here and there. Piqué had a header that went just wide from a corner. Ansu Fati had a good chance, actually, really well blocked by Militao. That was after Alaba got a pullback. Alaba didn't really get in much this game, actually, unfortunately. Real are getting very good at watching Alaba, I feel. He does get his little moments, but still, there's not much really from Alaba these days in the Clásico, I don't feel. And certainly Ansu as well. Whenever we tried to get the ball in the box to Ansu or Memphis, they were just swallowed up by so many players. There wasn't really much room to manoeuvre. I thought Memphis did well in terms of, he's got that body strength to hold off defenders, but other than that, guys, we were really suffering in terms of actually getting the ball to our main men and hurting Real Madrid in their penalty area. And as I touched on there, I just think all half long, we just seemed more stuck. I thought we were probably playing the better football all round, but we weren't creating enough. We didn't seem like we had that proper plan, and it's probably not even the individuals to really push on and get in behind Real Madrid's defence and take a scruff of the game, really. Whereas Real Madrid, despite, I think, not playing that well, they just seemed more in control. They seemed like they knew what they were doing, and of course they've got so many experienced players that could be the reason for that, but maybe it wasn't even tactically from Ancelotti. It was just the personnel on the pitch, but they just seemed far more in control. They weren't playing that well, but they knew they were going to get chances, and they were just waiting to get the ball to Benitez or VINÍCIUS or anyone who had quality on the counter-attack, and they were doing that almost all game long, and it just felt like we were, really suffering to get anything going, whereas Real Madrid, on the other hand, they weren't getting much going either, but they just felt so much more confident in themselves. On to the second half, and it was kind of more of the same. It was more of a dominant half from Barcelona. We had far more of the ball. It was all Barca, really, basically, guys, the second half. We were the ones who had the ball. We were trying to take it forward. Again, Real Madrid was sitting very deep. They were just waiting and counter-attacking and getting little chances here and there. But really, it was all Barcelona. We made changes. Coutinho came on at half-time for Mingueza. The start of the half from Barcelona was really bright. I thought the atmosphere was brilliant inside the Camp Nou today. I think having Culers back there was really good, and I hope they've remained for the future games because the atmosphere, I thought, was very good indeed. But again, it was a similar sort of story. You know, the chances we were getting were fed into the box, and they were shots that were easily quite blocked by Real Madrid. It was very congested in there. There was a suspicion of a Cruz handball. I'll tell you what, I think that could have been a penalty. That the handball that Toni Kroos did. Was he fouled by De Jong? In my opinion, no. Did he swing the ball with his arm? In my opinion, yes. That could have been given as a penalty. As we expect really with Real Madrid, they're not going to give it to Barcelona. To be fair to Real Madrid, when they did go forward, you know, on the rare occasions when they just decided to come out of their defensive zone, they did have some good chances. I thought Benzema had a really good chance after Modric flicked it over Piqué's head. That was a chance I thought, yeah, that's ending up in the back of the net. But Benzema, I didn't feel had his best game today considering the amazing start he's made to this season. There was another chance Benzema had that I think would have been pulled back for offside when Mendy squared it to him across the penalty area, but he couldn't convert that either. And down the other end, you know, Barcelona were making changes. We had Ansu who went off there for Aguero. Luke de Jong came on there actually in the latter stages too for Pablo Gavi. You had Frenkie de Jong who went off there for Sergio Roberto. So Koeman, you know, he was trying to change things. And there were some half chances. You know, Dest had a good left-footed shot that went over the crossbar. There was a header that Aguero had that went just over. And it was about the 93rd minute then where we were all thinking, you know, come on, is there one big chance Barcelona can get here? The ball fell to Memphis on the left-hand side. First of all, I'm thinking, just hit it, Memphis. Just whip it into the far corner. And maybe he should have. He decides to pull it back. And it looks like, I think it's either Coutinho or Piqué running onto it there. Piqué thought he would fouled. He apparently wasn't, and that's when Real Madrid went down the other end and killed the game. Asensio goes forward. It's a good save by ter Stegen, but Lucas Vázquez there pushes on with Eric Garcia and scores the rebound. So Real Madrid 2-0 up there, just as Barcelona thought they may have got the goal down the other end. I do feel as if that chance to 93rd minute was big for Barcelona. I think we should have made something of it. But all game long, you know, did we really create much? I think other than the Dest chance in the first half, there wasn't many clear-cut chances. Aguero did pull one back. Good news for Barcelona fans is that Aguero was on the pitch and scoring. If we're getting the ball into Aguero in the penalty area, he will score. It's what he does. And that was a good assist by Dest too. And that almost hurt more knowing that if we didn't concede that second goal, that could have been an equaliser from Aguero. Because as things stand, guys, we're now 5 points behind Real Madrid. And it just feels gloomy. It feels very, very dim at Barcelona. It really does. It's almost like that defeat doesn't feel heartbreaking. It's not, you know, a stab in the stomach really in terms of like other Clásico defeats are. It's more just sad. It more just feels like our level. Were we that bad today? Were Real Madrid that good today? In my opinion, no. But we just didn't have enough. And that hurts, guys, because we didn't ever really damage Real Madrid badly. They sat in, they absorbed pressure, and they knew they could just pick us off on the counter-attack. I won't even single out players on our team today. I thought everyone, to be fair, put in a shift. I thought that there was desire on the Barcelona team. They were united. The fans were very good behind the goal. I thought everyone was really, really up for the game, to be fair to them. But it just comes down to that quality and probably the tactical setup from us and Ronald Koeman. And it's just not enough. It just isn't enough. And we know that, guys, for some time now. And in these sorts of games, we've seen it time after time. We cannot produce in them. I believe that's the first time since the mid-1900s or so. I could be wrong on that, but that may be the first time that we've lost 4 consecutive Clásicos in a long, long time. So that's another bad, really, record on Ronald Koeman's belt. But for Barcelona, it's a bad defeat, and it just means we've slipped down and down the La Liga table. 5 points behind Real Madrid, you know, after, 9 match days? It's just not good. It's the sort of stuff that means that Real are going to run away this season and that we are not. I'll say it again, they don't look that good, but we just cannot cope, really, guys. We just can't keep up. We're just... For me, we just don't look good enough, and that's sad. It really is. I do want to hear what you guys have to say, so as I wrap up the review, please do leave any of your thoughts in the comments down below, and of course we will have some good discussions down there. Anything on the game, any thoughts you have? What do you think of this performance from Barcelona? Was it a deserved defeat? Should we have had a penalty in here and there? Were Real Madrid that good? What did you make of individuals, of Koeman's strategy? All of that, guys, leave it in the comments down below. I'll be here on Tuesday. We've got another game coming up soon. That'll be the match preview for Rayo Vallecano away from home. Another important game for Barcelona. So let's see if we can get back to winning ways away. Good news is that we're getting players back from injury, you know, having Coutinho fit, Ansu fit, Aguero fit. It's good news for Barca, and hopefully, you know, they will get goals for us. So I'll see you guys soon, and goodbye.